Being able to edit fast is a skill that will help you eliminate good players and create fighting opportunities. It is also a skill that will help you escape bad situations and hit nutty clips for your next montage. In a few seconds, I'll be going over some useful tips and end the video by giving a few ways to how you can practice editing. The first thing that I want to go over is edit on release. In my opinion, edit on release is the most optimal and fastest way of editing if you edit with a single key. Much like the charge shotgun mechanic, the edit on release setting lets you release the mouse click to confirm the edit. This allows you to perform an edit without pressing the edit key twice, which will in turn give you more control of your movement and building since you don't need to hover your fingers over the edit key as long. Some of you probably didn't make the switch to edit on release due to a few issues that people talked about, one of them being slower mongrel classics and the other being delayed edits. Personally, I don't have a problem with doing mongrel classics with edit on release. If anything, I think it helped making my movement less awkward while doing them. As for delayed edits, I think this is the same illusion caused by the releasing movement seen with the charge shotgun. Everyone thought the charge shotgun had a shooting delay, but in a perfect world where a person can let go of their mouse click in 0 seconds, the charge shotgun will feel the same as a normal pump. As long as you're letting go of your mouse click immediately after the edits, edit on release should still feel instantaneous. Moreover, edit on release lets you edit faster since you're not restricted by how fast you spam the edit key. It relies mostly on timing, which means it has a higher skill ceiling and will allow you to reach higher editing speed in the long run. So if you haven't already, pause the video, turn on edit on release and start practicing. Another key component to making you edit faster is your edit bind. If your edit bind is not optimal, it can hold you back from editing quicker. This is especially true for controller players who don't play claw and lift their thumb off the analog stick to edit. If you play on keyboard and you use one of the following edit binds on the screen, then you are good to go. If you're on controller and you use the right or left analog stick to edit, you are also good to go. If you don't use any of the edit binds that I listed on the screen, I highly recommend you switch. Obviously, keybinds are personal preferences, but I think having an optimal one can help boost your editing speed by a good margin. My third tip is selecting optimal editing tiles. If you struggle to edit fast, selecting the least amount of tiles can build up the foundation for fast editing speed. Many people tend to make their edits complicated, which makes their edits harder and slower to complete. What I mean is, instead of going for a square edit when you're trying to shoot, you can simply do a triangle edit or even a window edit. The simpler your edits are, the faster it is to perform it. It's good to remember that simple edits can still accomplish the same thing you want with hard edits. Try to minimize the amount of editing tiles you use and constantly think about which edit is the simplest and fastest in your situation. My fourth tip is to master edit timing. Timing is very important if you want to edit faster. A lot of slow editors won't start selecting the tiles until the blue square tiles show up. They don't realize that you can actually start selecting the tiles before the animation completes and end up wasting time. To have the best timing, you want to make sure you start selecting the edit tiles right after pressing the edit key. Then, you want to make sure you're confirming the edit as soon as you finish selecting the tiles. The fifth and final tip for this video is crosshair movement. I'm sure many of you already know this, but probably only a few of you actually apply it into your gameplay. To start off, crosshair movement is the amount of movement you use to edit. Having a good crosshair movement means using the least amount of movement to edit. For instance, when you're editing 4 tiles on a wall, you should move your crosshair near the edges of where the tiles meet. Another example would be when doing double or triple edits. You should keep your crosshair as close to the invisible line between the edit tiles as possible. Using small movement to edit is a hard skill to acquire, but with enough practice, I'm sure most of you will get it down. With the tips out of the way, here are some routines that you can use to get faster at editing. First one being editing with your eyes closed. This may sound crazy, but if you can edit with your eyes closed, this means you are performing those edits purely from memory, which will help you build muscle memory and improve edit timing. To set this up, all you have to do is load up a simple editing map like the one I'm using on the screen. Walk up to an editing course and start walking forward with your eyes closed. You don't have to do multiple edits at a time, just finish one tile, open your eyes, and repeat the process. The second routine requires you to disable your crosshair in the settings. Once you have your crosshair disabled, you can practice rebuilding or load up an editing map and play around with it. This will also help you build muscle memory and strengthen your crosshair movement. The last exercise that you can try is practicing with a build piece. You can use any of the building pieces, preferably the one that you think you struggle the most with. Start free editing with the build piece and try to mix up what you edit. This will greatly improve your speed and consistency. And that basically sums up my ideas on how to edit faster. This video will also probably be my last video for 2020. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for increasing my watch time and revenue. But for real though, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel throughout 2020. I started my channel this year and we managed to grasp over 2,500 subscribers. Next year, I'll keep working on improving my video quality, so stay tuned for more. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, consider dropping a sub and using code PIECES in the item shop. Peace.